All right, y'all, so here is my template I created in Canva. So as I told y'all before, everything is completely customizable for free in Canva. So I'm just showing y'all that I can go in and adjust everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to click on Add Page. And for this, I'm going to start off with a black background. I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side where it says Elements. And then I'm going to click on the square element. Then I'm just going to close this back up. I'm going to change the color of my square to white. There we go. Then I'm just going to drag this square to the corner. Then I'm just going to adjust it all the way to the end. Don't worry about getting everything right. We're going to hit position. We're going to click middle, and then we're going to click center. And there you have it. That is how we were able to get this black border around it. I'm going to go ahead and lock it. So once I start adding my other elements on top of it, I won't move my white square around. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pull up my text box. Because I already have a design in this project, it's going to automatically adjust to the font I was previously using. So I am just going to go to spacing. So my spacing is at 307. That I'm using is called Tyrex Gris Termes. I'm not sure, but I am going to, let's actually make it a little bit bigger and put that on 22. Then I'm going to change my text right here. And then in all caps, I'm going to put your business here. Then I'm just going to play with the sizing a little bit. I'm going to scroll up to see what sizing I had this at. This is at 16, so I'm just going to go ahead and make this 17. Then I'm going to adjust it, make sure everything is aligned, and that looks good. So the next thing I'm going to do is create the certificate of completion. I'm going to pull up another text box. And again, the spacing, every time I pull up a text box, the spacing is going to automatically adjust to what I had. So for this, just so I can kind of play with it, I'm going to remove some of this letter spacing. Then I'm going to adjust my text. I'm going to put in all caps, certificate of completion. Then I'm just going to adjust it. And the font that I use for the certificate of completion, it is called Zennadia Medium. Yep, Zennadia Medium right here in the top left-hand corner. So then I'm going to go right back to my letter spacing, and I'm going to space it out just a little bit. I think I like it at, yeah, I like it about there. Then I'm going to go up to effects. Then I'm going to click on curved. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and then I'm just going to play with the curvature of the letters. So let's see. I like that. And then I'm going to make this bold and just adjust it just a little bit. And that looks good. So next I'm going to put the awarded to. Hit the text box. So I am going to leave the spacing on this alone because it becomes pretty repetitive at this point, but in all caps I'm going to put awarded to. In the font that I am using is still the Tyrex Gris Termes. But now I'm just going to make this a little bigger. What size did I have this at? So I had this at about 14.3. So I'm just going to, well, that's pretty close. Put this right underneath certificate of completion and make sure everything is aligned. So next I'm going to add the line that my signature sits on. I'm going to go back over to my Elements tab. Then I'm going to click on the line. And then with this, you know, you can adjust it to your liking. I like to have my line stop right before each letter, so it doesn't come all the way down exactly, like it doesn't match up. Hopefully that makes sense. But so with my line, right, I try to make sure that it doesn't end exactly where the certificate of completion ends and begins. I try to take it in just a little bit to kind of create some type of balance. So this is looking good to me. I'm going to pull up another text box. I'm going to remove some of that letter spacing. There we go. Then I'm just going to adjust it a little bit so we can see it. All right. So now I'm just going to put my name here. And the font that I use for the signature portion is called Pignon Script. Again, right here in the top left-hand corner. So then I'm just going to drag it all the way up, you know, play with the sizing. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. Make it just a tad bit bigger. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add this portion of it. So I'm just going to pull up another text box. So now I'm just for successful completion of then right here I'm just going to adjust it, make it a little bit bigger. We don't want our font to be too small. Then right here I'm going to put the course name. Pull up another text box. I'm going to remove that spacing that pops up by default for some reason with mine. Again, that may not happen with y'all, so you may not have to go in and adjust it every time you pull up a text box. But in all caps, I'm going to put course name. And then the font that I use for this is called Atkinson Hyper Legible. That's a mouthful, but it's right here. Then I'm going to play with the size just a little bit. And like I said, right, I don't really want my font to take up a lot of the space, but I do want my letters to kind of combat the contrast of the white. I'm going to go right back into the letter spacing and just adjust it a little bit, not too much. Then maybe move this up just a little bit. There we go. I'll probably make that a little bit bigger. That looks better. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to work on the lines down here above the date and the signature. I'm just going to take this line that we already created. I'm going to hit duplicate. Then I'm going to drag it down and adjust it to my liking. That looks pretty good. And so what I do is just sit it right there, kind of on the outside of the box. I'm going to hit duplicate one more time. Sit it right there on the outside of the box just a little bit. Then I'm going to pull up another text box. I'm going to leave this the same because I like the spacing. I'm going to put it in all caps. I'm going to put date. I'm going to change my font back to the text gris Termez. Then I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Then I'm going to align everything. All right, that looks good. I'm going to duplicate that and move it over here. Then I'm going to hit signature, or I'm sorry, I'm going to type in signature. Maybe make that a little bit smaller. And if you ever, go through and adjust something, but you want to copy the same adjustments from one side to the other, you just want to click on the element that you want to copy or the font that you want to copy. hit this little paint roller. It says copy style. I just want to click on the font that I would like to change. And there it goes. Now everything is aligned, or at least matching up as far as sizing. And that looks good. So now I'm just going to go in and add the date. I'm going to pull up another text box. And I just chose a random date, 2024. I'm going to make that a little bigger. Then I'm going to change this font to the Text Gris Termez. This font is really what makes the bulk of this certificate. Probably played with the sizing a little bit. Then I'm just going to pull up, actually I don't like the way that is sitting. There we go. Then I'm going to pull up another text box. I'm going to remove some of that letter spacing. Then I'm just going to put your name here. And this is where you would enter your name as the instructor. And the font that I use for the cursive is the same as this one, the Pignon script. And I'm just going to play with the sizing. I don't want it to overpower. Maybe move this up just a little. There we go. Looks good. Maybe move that down just a little. All right, and there we have it. So this is the bulk of our font for our certificate. So next I'm going to go in and add the borders and the other elements that really just top it off. So what I'm going to do is open up my Elements tab. Because I've already used these elements, I'm just going to click on my recently used, but I am going to show you what I searched for when it came to these elements. So I just click this border, and the name that you will look for to find this exact border is Vintage Frame Border. So you will type that into your element search box. So I just clicked on that. I changed the color to black. Then I just put it in each corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it to each corner, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so now that I have my borders added to my certificate, I'm gonna go in and add this little minimalistic like leaf vine branch. And so what I searched for was a floral divider border greenery. I just typed in floral divider and this popped up. It was right on the first page. So I'm just going to click on this, and it's already black. So I'm just going to adjust it. Put this right here. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just move all of this down just a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to put this right here. Maybe this is a tad bit bigger. And then make sure everything is aligned. And it's looking good. So next I'm going to add this little arc right here. So what I searched for was awards, and then this popped up, but you can also search for award laurel decoration element, laurel wreath, and first place award. And so for this, I'm going to change this to black. I know y'all might not be able to tell, but I can tell, and that definitely wasn't black. So then I'm just going to align everything. There we go. And then for a final touch, just because I'm extra, I added the year that this award was given right into there. So I'm going to pull up my text box again. And for this, I'm going to keep it as the Atkinson hyperlegible. And then I'm just going to put in all caps, award 2024. Then I'm going to make sure everything is aligned. Probably make this a little smaller. There we go. And there you have it. That is how I was able to create a certificate of completion free in Canva. Again, you do not need Canva Pro to do this, y'all. Canva can do so many amazing things, so definitely just get in there and start playing around. But like I said at the beginning, if this is a little too complicated for you, I will have the link to purchase this exact template on my Etsy shop, and if you go ahead and check it out now, you might catch it on sale, so who knows? I don't know. Yes, if you stuck around all the way to the end, thank you so much, and don't forget to go ahead and subscribe. But yes, until next time, bye y'all.